Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. In our first story, I sold a PC. 2 years afterwards, a buyer wanted a refund. Let's jump right in. A good few years ago, I was selling my wife's old gaming setup, PC, keyboard, mouse, and monitor, as she wanted a laptop. I took out an advert on Facebook Marketplace for a second-hand gaming PC for about £150. Not brilliant, but would play low to medium games with little issue. I get a message from the future Choosing Beggar saying he wants to buy this PC for his son, but it must be able to run Fortnite, be fast, have RGB, must be able to visit and test in person. So I explained to the Choosing Beggar that this PC is secondhand and has some used parts, but it did have a brand new case with RGB lights in it and a brand new graphics card. Choosing Beggar was happy with all of this, came to my house with the rest of his family, and tested this PC playing Fortnite. Choosing Beggar was happy with the PC and bought it. Fast forward 2 years. Choosing Beggar messages me out of the blue to say the PC is broken and he wants to bring it to me so I can fix it. I asked what the issue is with the PC and asked him to explain how it's broken. I also mentioned that 2 years had passed, so I'm not really obligated to do anything, but I don't mind trying to troubleshoot what the issue is. A few hours with messages back and forth, he doesn't really clarify what is broken with the PC other than it isn't playing what his son is wanting to play. Choosing Beggar said Fortnite still works fine, but his son isn't into it anymore, and all his friends are playing Rust and Ark Survival Evolved. He goes on to further mention that both of these games work, but he isn't able to play them on the max graphical settings, which he isn't very happy about as he purchased a gaming PC and expects it to play any game. He mentioned the graphics card or the monitor is defective because sometimes when he is playing first-person games, the background becomes out of focus, fuzzy, when he is looking at something close to him. Hashtag depth of field. Also, Choosing Beggar mentioned he switched ISP because Ark took so long to download, and for some reason this was my fault or the PC's. Choosing Beggar then goes on to demand that he wants a full refund, but wanted to keep the PC for all the hassle, but also he wanted me to fix the PC and put in parts which would allow his son to play Rust and Ark on the max settings. After declining Choosing Beggar's most generous suggestion, Choosing Beggar ramps up the stupid and says this PC was a Christmas present for his son and hopes I'm happy that his son is crying. Also, he has taken this PC to various PC shops across the UK and each had said the PC is a fake or isn't worth £10. Didn't even have a power supply, didn't even have a graphics card. Seeing as Choosing Beggar had sent me a small video of his PC prior, and you could quite clearly see the PC working, but you can also see the graphics card through the case window, and I also explained that if the PC didn't have a power supply, the PC wouldn't even be on. After a week of messages, I just told him to email me his full complaint explaining exactly what is and what is not working on the PC, and to also explain how the PC is now different to what he tested before he bought it. I didn't get an email from Choosing Beggar, but after a few days, he messaged to say that if I don't do this for him, he will be setting the PC on fire and throwing it through my window. So I have that to look forward to. Story number 2. A beggar grabbed onto my kindness by the bollocks. This story takes place about 2 years ago. I was on the escalators at a train station to head home after a late afternoon with some friends. Once I reached the bottom, I spotted an older gentleman, possibly in his 60s, in a motorized chair gesturing and calling for me as he waited by the lift, which in hindsight seemed a little shady. The man asked me if I could help him out and buy him some food at a nearby shop. He didn't look noticeably homeless, but who was I to judge? I had a low-paying job, but thought that I could spare some money to buy him some stuff and help him, so I agreed. This led to him saying he would take the lift and meet me at the upper floor, where he then led me straight to the shop he wanted to get food from. Odd, but whatever. Once we entered the shop, he asked if I could get him a ready-made salad, which I thought was reasonable until I saw the godforsaken price of roughly $15 US. But hey, it's healthy, the guy needs some food. I can spare the money, no biggie. Then the man mentioned that there was a deal to buy 2 salads for roughly $25 US. At this point, I felt this uncomfortable feeling, which I can only explain as a fairly loose grip on my nether region. Again, trying to stay polite and reminding myself that it wouldn't financially hurt me, I said sure, and immediately tried to head for the checkout until the man asked if I could get him some yogurt too. I felt the grip slowly tighten, and a part of me wanted to tell him to sod off. However, I tried to keep my decency and remind myself that he's desperate, so I accepted. As we headed deeper into the shop towards the dairy section, he noticed a decent offer for chocolate milk and proceeded to make an unexpected detour, Tokyo Drift style. As soon as he asked me if I could get him the milk too, I thought to myself, this guy has me by the balls. At that point, I lost all of my patience and realized that even if this bloke was falling on hard times and desperate, he shouldn't be asking me to spend so much when he only asked for a salad initially. I told him I couldn't spend that much and simply offered to buy him the salads, the milk, and nothing more. He stuttered a little when I wouldn't buy him anything else, and as I walked towards the checkout, he tried once more to get me to buy him some yogurt. At that point, I was close to just putting everything back and walking back to the station, but I held on to some decency and paid for the salads and the chocolate milk. Once we left the shop, the man thanked me and we both went on our way. Overall, I took that experience as a lesson to not be too nice and let people walk all over me. I'm glad that I eventually said no to him, but at the same time didn't turn my back and not help. Story number 3, no takebacks. This happened a while ago, but I don't think I ever posted it. I had a woman offer a chair for free on social media, way worse condition than she said it would be, but free is free and I planned to upcycle it anyway. I scrubbed and sanded it, it was covered in some weird varnish-like substance and was still tacky. Took off the cushion and fabric and painted the wood with an undercoat. Then she messages me telling me she wanted it back, as her sister had changed her mind about wanting it. I told her, sorry, but it's not going to happen. Plus, it doesn't even have a seat on it at the moment, so pretty much useless to her. She gets angry but seems to be happy when I say that I will relist it in a few weeks once I finished. I finished the chair and relist it. Not crazy money, but more than it cost me, and a little for my time. I get plenty of interest, but then this same woman messages me. The chair looks great, I want it now. Okay, great, I don't mind delivering it if you pay the asking price, as I know you're not far. But it's my chair! No, it was your chair which you gave to me. You can't charge me for what is mine, I'll call the police. Do what you want, I have your messages and adverts stating that you gave it to me. I let it sink in and ignore my phone for a while. She has sent dozens of angry messages, then threatens me, then wants my address to collect it. Another woman messages me out of the blue wanting to buy the chair and wants my address to collect it today. It felt a bit off, and when I checked, she was friends with the other woman. I stopped selling where I bought from that point onwards. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to be the first to know when the next one drops, then subscribe and click on that notification bell. I would love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one.